All right. I know we talk about the Intacct import service almost every release, but this time they've done something we can all be truly excited about. We now have general availability for importing general ledger journal entries. Yay. So let's take a look and test one of the most complicated journal entries I know to do, and that's a multi-dimensional payroll journal entry. So again, in company, setup, import data. We're going to go to our new import service here. And we're going to scroll down to the general ledger section. You'll see that all of these have templates, but I'm going to use my own Excel file, and I'll show you how we can map the columns you've got to the columns that are required for these imports. So I'll hit create. Then I'm just going to drag and drop my file here. It's going to take it a minute to extract it, especially because mine is, 2,500 lines long. So it's going to prepare some mapping here. So what it's got on this page, on this preview page, is what it suggests that everything's going to be mapped to. And then it's going to hop between the source, which is my Excel document, and then the destination, which is how it's going to format it for the import. So here are the suggested column labels and what it should be in Intacct. So yeah, my journal code is my journal ID. The line details, yes, those are the memos. My abbreviation for department does go to department ID. Employee code goes employee ID. Branch is not my project ID. This is my location. So I will dismiss this suggestion, and I'll show you where that went. D is not for document, it's for GL is for GL account. JE name is not my contact, so we'll dismiss that one. And then here's previously mapped. This is from any prior imports you've done with similar naming conventions, and then where it was mapped to in the past. So if you use the same Excel document and use the same column headers, it's going to remember that. So if every time you put, GL, the GL accounts to this GL, it's going to remember that. So I forgot, we have to hit apply on these. And that's going to throw that down into the previously mapped. And then unmapped, these are all the things on my source document that do not have a destination in Intacct. So let's edit this one. This JE name is the header description here. I'll hit confirm. D is and we can type in here, debit. Confirm. My branch, and let's hover over this. Yeah, this is my location ID. Confirm. C is credits. And my PJT number is my project ID. Confirm. Okay. So you can look again, see where everything is mapped. And then empty is everything that you could have put in Intacct or could have had a column for and has somewhere to go in Intacct, but I did not need all of those. So once you've got all your columns labeled, you'll hit complete, and then it's going to try to map everything from your source document into the new format that you just created with the help of our import tool here. Okay, so now that everything has been brought in, it's got all my valid records. well, here's all my valid records. And here's the ones that have errors. So this column or row here, this was my totals check row. So I'm actually just gonna come in here and delete this because I don't need that for the import. And then this, it's telling me, and it's gonna tell you why the error is here. So this says an account can either be a debit or a credit. It can't be both. So I'm gonna delete that. And then that should fix that error. So we'll revalidate. Awesome. So everything is validated. And be sure to have at least a journal. The description is required as it is required when you enter a journal entry manually, and a post date column, and then debit and credit, obviously, with your GL. Like everything that's required on the journal entry, you should have a column for, and everything else is extra. But let's go ahead and hit import. I do want to point out that like this is very much like Excel. You can come in here and mess with it. You can come in here, filter your columns, sort them, replace empty cells, search in here, select a couple things, Let's hit import. I like that it tells you how much time is left. So if you wanted to go get a coffee while it says importing, you could. You'd know how much time you'd have left. Awesome. It says 1 record imported successfully. So exciting. So let's exit this. So it's going to ask you if you want to delete this record, or you can exit and save it. But let's go ahead and exit and delete. We don't need it to keep it in 2 places. So we'll hit confirm. Now let's hop into our journal entries into the payroll journal and see our recently imported transaction. All right. Here it is in all of its glory. So yeah, play around with our new journal entry feature for Sage and let us know what you think down in the comments. Thank you.